From local stories to Wayne County news, get ready to dive into everything happening in North Carolina with Taylor House Publishing. Got a story to share? Shoot us an email at taylorpublishinghouse@gmail.com. If you're looking to publish your book or need some top-notch mentorship, we've got your back. Join the excitement with the one and only Richard Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Kerman coast, Taylor House brings the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Local stories that keep you in your feet.
Taylor House, we got the scoop.
Taylor House Publishing.
Something is really wrong. You know, I said, my son just basically falls off the face of the earth on the outskirts of Kerman, leaving his phone, his clothes.
Tonight, we're hearing from the worried mother of a 33-year-old man missing in Fresno County. Authorities say 1 month ago, he was dropped off at a home near South Bishop and West Annandale Avenues in Kerman. Someone saw him walking away from that home days later, but he hasn't been heard from since.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High. The lady that you just heard talk is Miss Tamika Harris, and she is the mother of 33-year-old Corey Daniely. Now, Corey Daniely disappeared on August the 7th, his birthday of 2023, from Kerman, California. Kerman, California is notorious or known to be what is called a sundown town. It has a history of not letting blacks live there or even visit there. Now, currently, I think the population of Kerman is probably about 0.05% African American from what I searched. However, Daniely's disappearance remains a mystery, remains unsolved, and law enforcement and even the mother feels like it is certainly foul play. Now, Corey Daniely was 33 years old. He had one son, and, you know, he was very free-spirited. As you see from the pictures there, he loved music. He had a band, and they called his band Crumb Dread because of his dreads. Now, you also see in the band there are, you know, several Caucasian members. So, according to his mother, you know, he, you know, befriended everybody. He was a free spirit. He never met a stranger. And so, the details surrounding his disappearance was on August the 4th, 2023. He and some friends got dropped off to a home out in Kerman, California. Now, this was August the 4th. He had been invited by some friends, or quote unquote friends. Now, mind you, Corey Daniely lived in Santa Rosa, California, which is about 4 hours away from Kerman. And so he allegedly went or got invited out there with some friends on his own free will. And then they said 3 days later, on August the 7th, he allegedly got into an argument with one of the guys that he was there with. And they said that the guy, they got into an argument, and then Corey Daniely walked out of the house, stormed out of the house, and started walking toward town. Now, the guy that spoke with his mother said that Corey walked out of the house without a shirt on. And his mother said, no, that's not him. He doesn't do like that. He will never go. Neither of our sons will go anywhere without a shirt on. Now, the mother is also suspicious because when she asked the gentleman, you know, were they fighting? Was he bleeding? Was there any pushing or shoving? And the guy could not answer the questions. He was being very evasive. Now, I don't know who that guy particularly was, but another article mentioned a guy named Zach Styles. Now, Zach Styles was supposed to be the friend whose house he was at, or, affiliated with that house. Now, Zach Styles has since relocated and moved to Hawaii shortly thereafter. Now, right after his disappearance, one of the guys from the house, or a guy who claimed to be Corey's friend, made a Facebook post and tagged him in the post saying, "Hey, has anybody seen Corey? Tell him I got his book back and his phone." Now, Corey's sister saw that, and then I guess that's how they got in contact with the guy. Now, his mother said that Corey had texted her on or about July the 26th. And, he asked her, say, "Yeah, Mom, cash out me $10 or whatever." And because his birthday was coming up about 10 days, the mother was like, "Okay, I'm going to cash out you a little something, but then I'm going to cash out you a little bit more before your birthday." So she cashed out them that day. Then she cashed out them on July the 30th. Now, that was the last time that she had talked to him. And at that time, he said that he was going to be going to LA. And she did not attempt to talk to her son until his birthday, August the 7th. Now, August the 7th, they said at 3 a.m., that is when Corey allegedly got into this fight, this altercation with this anonymous friend, and walked towards town. Now, the mother said that she texted him that morning and she didn't get an answer. And she was like, "Okay, well, he might be busy, he might be out with his friends, whatever, so I'm going to give him to the next day." Then she said she checked the next day and the text had not even been read. And that's what raised her suspicions. And then it was on August the 9th that they reported him missing to the authorities. And the authorities went out. They said they formed a large search party. It consisted of like 33 people, dogs and, drones, helicopters, all of the, bells and whistles, but there was no trace of him. His mother said it's like he vanished into thin air. However, these authorities did perform a search warrant on the house. And when they performed the search warrant, now once again, this is a year ago, they said, well, the evidence have been collected and it's, being sent to the labs for results. Now, the police said they interviewed a lot of people in the case, right? And they said, well, as of now, we have no leads. But it definitely looks like foul play. And that's an ambiguous statement as well, because if you interviewed a lot of people and it looks like foul play, then evidently one, some, or all of the people that you've interviewed at least should be a suspect, in my opinion. But nevertheless, it's November the 23rd, a year and 3 months after Corey Daniely's disappearance, and he has not been found. Now, there were reports that the last time he was seen was going into a gas station in town. Some people said that he might have been picked up in a truck trying to hitchhike back to Santa Rosa. But because of, the town and the circumstances, if you see that house, I don't know if that's the house they showed on the news, but that house looks like a very rich house way in the woods. And if Corey had gotten into a fight with one of his white friends, then there might have been, the the mindset of the people was like, okay, well, now let's not let them leave. If we can actually do something out here to them, and nobody will never know, right? Because if that mindset is prevalent, if that mindset is pervading in that area about not liking black people, then it would be easy to get away with something like that. Now, mind you, as I always say, in all of these instances, that people do this to people who are not from there. There's not anybody who can readily go about searching for them. And even though the mother came down, she came down there from, I think she was from, lived in Illinois, if I'm not mistaken. Another person from Illinois, she lived out there, and she came down and went to searching and went to talking for her son and everything. But she said that she felt defeated when she left because, authorities, have no leads, and they can say they're investigating all they want, but who's to say? And the most suspicious thing is, again, this Zach Styles guy, who's alleged to be his friend, immediately relocates after this situation happens. Now, once again, if it had not been for somebody texting me about Corey Daniely, I wouldn't know. This happened last year. And I heard Dick Gregory say one time, this was some years back, he was like, there's over 10,000 black men missing in America right now. Now, when he said that, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. But because all of these guys are going missing and have gone missing and nobody has had any coverage of it, and we have to stumble upon these cases of missing persons, I'm starting to believe that that's possible. That's plausible. Because we have not heard anything from this. Now, I did see a recent TikTok article from a guy who claims that the FBI was out digging in and around Kerman with, solar shovels and lasers and things like that, possibly looking for bodies, multiple bodies. So I don't have any concrete report on that. And I think that was October the 31st this year. So that was about three weeks ago. But as of today, right now, Corey Daniely's death is still a mystery. There is no, once again, coverage of it. There's no news of it. So I implore you to share this video. And before we go, I'm going to let you hear the rest of what Corey's mother, Tanika Harris, has to say about his possible disappearance.
Something is really wrong. I said, my son just basically falls off the face of the earth on the outskirts of Kerman, leaving his phone, his clothes.
Tonight, we're hearing from the worried mother of a 33-year-old man missing in Fresno County. Authorities say 1 month ago, he was dropped off at a home near South Bishop and West Annandale Avenues in Kerman. Someone saw him walking away from that home days later, but he hasn't been heard from since. Corey Daniely is from Santa Rosa, and sheriff's investigators say he is not familiar with the area. Now they're following any leads they can to find him.
Action News reporter Brianna Willis is live at the Fresno County Sheriff's headquarters with what we've learned about this promising musician and the search warrant issued this week in the case. Brianna?
Well, Margot Warren, Corey Daniely is a father, a brother, a son, and also a musician. His mom tells me he never missed a show, and for him to go a month without contacting anyone just isn't normal. And that's why the Fresno County Sheriff's Office is now classifying his disappearance with suspicious circumstances.
Corey is a very gifted, talented, a very positive individual.
33-year-old Corey Daniely, also known as Crumb Dread because of his long dreads, is someone his mom says gets along with everyone. He's also a musician, as you can see in this video from his Facebook page.
I know I can do anything he can.
But Daniely was last seen around 3 a.m. leaving a home in Kerman on August 7th.
I sent him a happy birthday message again. No response. He didn't even look at it. So kind of a red flag went up. This was on August 7th, which was his birthday.
His mom, Tamika Harris, says her worry intensified for her oldest son when his bandmates didn't hear from him because his music is his everything.
But when he did not show up for his show, that is when it was like a nightmare for me.
And now 1 month later, her nightmare continues. The Fresno County Sheriff's Office says Daniely is still radio silent. They've elevated this to a missing person case with suspicious circumstances.
In this past month, we've sent search and rescue teams out there. We've put a number of deputies and volunteers, jeeps, drones. We've checked ponding basins, canals, all throughout that area, about a 6 or 7 mile radius, and we've come up empty looking for Corey.
Body says Wednesday, deputies served a search warrant at a home near South Bishop and West Annandale Avenues where Daniely was last seen to see if there's any evidence that points to foul play.
Until we can get information that's different, we're really at a loss right now to know where he went and why he disappeared.
Harris says while she no longer lived in the state, she returned a week ago to find her baby boy. And Harris says when she left, she felt defeated and just wants answers as to where her son is.
And I was just talking to my son, Corey, in the atmosphere, letting him know that mama is here. And I will not stop until I either find you or I find out what happened to you.
If you know anything about this case or where Daniely may be, you're asked to call the Fresno County Sheriff's Office.
All right, so that article was 1 month after he disappeared. And as you heard the mother say that he didn't know anything about Kerman. He wouldn't have been out there. Also, it is unlike him to go missing for a month without calling. That the mother actually said that his band performed on August the 11th, and she was expecting to see him there. When she didn't see him there, she knew it was a real problem because his music was his everything. And so, because this brother was out there with a majority white constituency, he got into an argument with allegedly a white person in a town known for white supremacy, racism, or whatever you want to call it. And then he starts walking down the street, and the last people that see him are these white people he's with. And one white person has his phone and his book bag, and another white person just goes off to live in Hawaii. Then, all roads point to, these people he was with, because the police once again said that it was foul play, but they somehow don't have any suspects, which makes no sense to me as well. So, if y'all have any information about this case, feel free to call and me, and I'll see if I can get in touch with the mother. But feel free to reach out with any advice as well, because these things are happening all too often, all over the United States. And so our prayers go out to the family. I hope this brother may be found, and if he's still able to be living, that would be best. But if not, then the family would have some sense of closure due to his disappearance. Nevertheless, Ephesians 5:11, take no part in the works of darkness, rather expose them, because it is a shame to speak of what they do in secret. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings. Thanks for watching.
Taylor, right here at Taylor House Publishing. Speak with Richard directly at 919-587-7782. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and invite your family and friends to watch.
From Wayne County to the Kerman coast, tell our house, bring the news you love most. Tune in on YouTube, don't miss a beat. Little stories that keep you in your feet.
Tell our house we got the school.
Taylor House Publishing.